Hi, I'm May, and what month is it? Wait, hold on. That's better. Hi, I'm May, and as much as I've seen art challenges like Mermay and Inktober, I've never been able to finish a full art challenge before. And now that the month of October is here, I feel like it's the perfect time to join challenges and really push myself to get through the full month of drawing consistently and not just surviving, but also kind of getting better. The challenge I'm sticking to is Drawtober 2025 by Painterly Petal on Twitter, and this video is all going to be about week 1, so let's just get into it. Day 1 was Ghosts, and the first thing I thought of was Napstablook from Undertale. I replayed the game recently with some friends, and I forgot how much I love Napstablook, and so of course I had to draw him and Frisk listening to a few discs Napstablook wanted to play. Recently, Undertale has hit the 10-year anniversary of their game, and it made me realize, 1, I'm getting old, and 2, I grew up with that game, and I feel like a part of the reason I got into art in the first place was to draw characters of that game. So it meant a lot to me to be able to go back in the game and play it all over again. My favorite character though is definitely Muffet still. I've always loved that queen since I was little, with her little design and her whole character. I just love her. She's amazing. She was trying to get a bag, and how am I going to insult a queen for just trying to sell me stuff and take care of her spiders? If I could afford the spider donut, I would get it for her. And that's on priorities. Day 2 was magic, and I really wanted to do fairies with wands. I feel like one of the challenges I face when drawing is definitely posing and letting loose with my work. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever been a fairy for Halloween, which is crazy because I think fairies are probably the cutest costumes for Halloween, but I've never done one. Though if I did, I feel like I'd want to be one of the Tinkerbell fairies from their movie franchise. Probably Silver Mist, because I always thought she was the prettiest, but I think my favorite of the fairies is definitely Rosetta. Has anyone seen her clips online? She's crazy. Day 3 was mystery, and honestly, I was kind of stumped. Usually I have an idea in my head of what I wanted to draw, but today I had nothing. I ended up thinking about characters with only one eye showing, and it kind of got me thinking, what's under her hair? Is it another eye? Is it something else completely? Maybe she's mechanical, maybe not. I was really just playing around with the idea of what she could be and what makes her so special to me. It was definitely not my best day, but I feel like I was trying more to just survive and just push myself to complete the challenge for the day, rather than come up with a complete piece at the end. I like going at my own pace. It makes the process a lot more fun. Day 4 was horror, and I am terrified of things coming out of the water. As well as whenever I can't see something in those horror movies, as well as when they come out the water and they're all gooey, it messes with me. I hate that jet black hair that sticks to the head when they get out the water. It's gross. I can't be the only one, because if they made so many horror movies of it, I just can't. But for this day, I decided to draw these ladies that are coming out of the water, and they're almost fighting each other, trying to get hold of the apple at the end, as if it'll save them from the water below. I added little extra arms, just kind of gripping on their hair, or just in the distance, kind of in a swirls. It's really gross. Ugh. Day 5 was vampire, and the first person I could think of was Draculaura from Monster High. She was such a pretty character in the show, and she was definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite when she was little, because she was pink and black, and she was she just had that fashionista look, and it was just it stuck to me the same way that Barbie sticks to me. She gave Barbie. She's a vegan in the show, so she's definitely not holding the skull because she drank the blood like regular vampires, but I feel like she's just holding the skull because it has a bow on it, and you know how she is. She's very fashionista, so I just think it's really cute. She's always working, and she's always working it. Day 6 was Drown, but I didn't want to draw a similar subject to Day 3. Since I kind of hate water already, I don't want to have to draw it twice. So instead, I kind of took it as drowning from work rather than the literal sense. I drew a desk over the girl. She has to hold all this work of hers on her back, almost like she's drowning in the work that she's gotten herself into. She has the computer and she has the light and all this paperwork and just these folders. It's just a lot of like things that she's had to carry. Honestly, I feel like it's really easy to fall into that mode where you feel like you're constantly carrying the weight of your work, and sometimes that load is too heavy to carry by yourself. I know there's been multiple times for me when I feel like it's just too much and I have to take a step back and reassess myself on how much I can handle because it's really heavy, it's too much. Lastly, day 7 was forest, and this was probably the easiest since I didn't really have to think about it. I drew rugged trees and water and got to focus on the bark and the branches. I feel like I don't get to do backgrounds digitally that often, and it was a good way for me to test myself and just sharpen my skills since I really want to get better at backgrounds. If you guys have ever seen like a good background drawn, which I mean like they're all over, it's not that hard to find one. They're just like they bring you into the world, and I want to be able to do that with mine too. So I definitely want to practice that more. And that's the first 7 days of this challenge. Now, drawing consistently so far has been kind of difficult, especially taking topics that I wasn't familiar with or even thought about when creating art and kind of incorporating it in my pieces. But definitely thinking about characters that I like or topics that I did have a connection to really helped me come up with these pieces and made it a lot more fun, especially drawing Draculaura. That's my queen over there. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for week 2.